There are only two ways to make more money in OFM, and I really like the idea of taking one concept or one sentence and breaking it down in a video. I think that provides a lot of value and practical examples on how to progress, so I believe this video will give you a lot of guidance and help you in your next steps because action is number one. Taking action is the most important thing. And this video helps you with exactly that, taking action in the right direction. And before I get into the video, join my Telegram channel down below, and if you have any topics or want to learn about something or just have an idea for what would make a good video, feel free to reach out to me on Telegram. So let's get right into it. How can I make more money? That should never be the question. The question should always be, how can I provide more value? Because how much money you make is a reflection of how much value you offer to the marketplace. And this can either be in quantity or quality. For example, a heart surgeon will only help a dozen people and make $400K a year, or you could sell a pencil to 1 million people for $1 and make $1 million. Now, the issue most people face in OnlyFans is a lack of traffic. We all know that. You can always have more traffic. So even if your other systems are terrible, let's say chatting for example, even if your chatting is terrible, but you have 1 million followers, it isn't that difficult to make 5 figures from only that traffic. So the thing you should focus on the most is always getting more traffic. But the interesting thing about OnlyFans is in order to make more money, you can maximize both fronts at the same time. So both quality and quantity. Quantity is your traffic, and quality is how much you get out of each customer, so how much you get out of that traffic. So every fan that subs to your page, you want to milk him as much as possible through chatting. That's how you maximize both fronts. And so when you have great chatting and great traffic, that's when you're really in the green. Now, scaling made simple. Scaling and making more money is very simple when you simply tell yourself the only way to make more money is to increase traffic or chatting. Because as people, we love to complicate things and look for special and niche solutions on how to solve our problems. And there is no debating on these two. If you make your chatting better, you will make more money. If you increase traffic, you will make more money. If you have 100K followers, you will make less money than if you had 200K followers. And it should go without saying, but that's only if you reach the right audience, of course. So your time should only be focused on the activities that make you more money. And when you can tell yourself, I only have 2 goals to work on, improving then becomes very easy. Because your entire day will then be focused around those 2 things. So all of your focus goes on progressing in those 2 goals. And that's the only way you measure your success. And as I always say, it makes it really easy to win when you only have one thing to do. And I'm making this video for all of the people that reach out to me daily about how they're unsure of their next step. What should they do? What should they do first? People are often filled with confusion and are very often stuck in their position and they don't know how to progress. And I always wondered, how do some people with the same resources and the same knowledge have different results? So 2 different people have the same product and do everything the same, but one person wins and the other fails. And so this idea mostly fascinated me around Thick Fusion customers. As you probably know, we own a software called Thick Fusion that allows you to repurpose content, and we've been selling it for over a year now. And what always fascinated me is that we would get people that just started out as an agency, they're barely making a few $1,000s, and they're pretty new in the OFM journey. They're just starting out. And they would have issues getting traffic, they couldn't reach the views they wanted to reach, and just in general, they had so many questions and so many issues along the way. And then on the other hand, we would literally have the biggest, and I genuinely mean the biggest, like if I told you the names of the agencies, you would immediately know them. We had the biggest and most successful OnlyFans agencies purchasing multiple licenses and having crazy results with our software. And what always fascinated me is that every successful person that purchased our software never had any issues with it. As a matter of fact, almost never did they even have any questions. We would barely have any contact with them and they didn't require any support. They would simply purchase our software. 2 weeks later, we would contact them on how are they doing, what kind of results have they achieved, and do they have any questions. They would simply just tell us everything is working great, great results, great software, everything is just great to them. And then on the other hand, you would have the person that fails at everything. He can't get traffic, his model is shit, he's struggling with shadow bans, everything was going bad for him. And that's when I realized you are the thing that makes it work. Because we love to blame the conditions for the lack of success. But the reality is that champions create success regardless of the conditions. So when people say something along the lines of, how do I know it's gonna work? So they see a video on how to increase traffic, how to increase conversions, or whatever. It can even be in a Telegram DM where you just tell them what to do. And then they ask you, how do I know it's gonna work? As soon as I see that question, I know nothing will work for that person. Because it's never going to be the thing that works. You are going to be the thing that makes it work. So you have to be willing to know that no matter what happens, as long as you execute, you will learn what to do or what not to do. But you will learn either way. And I think that gives you a no-fail situation because it means you're always improving and progressing and you are one step closer to achieving your goals. And that makes your success inevitable.